Okay, can y'all see my screen?
Yes, sir. Yep. I can.
Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm using HPI today. So my username and password is already. When I log in, this is something that wasn't on the agenda. Go ahead and talk about it anyway. Whenever I log into Oklahoma, it takes them to this web page that they have made. They put their hours on it, telephone numbers if they need to call someone, and who to contact. And the way we do that is similar to what we were working in a week or two ago. But we go to administration, email, and then documents. The one that we're looking for is greetings or greeting.pytml. And if you click on it, you can edit it right here in Word, make any changes you want. That'll be the page that everyone goes to when they log in. So what was on our agenda for today is, okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is how to set up email notifications when the email notifications go out.
You're cutting in and out on my end.
I'm hearing a lot of echo from my end. Is that any better?
Yeah.
I'm still hearing some echo, but yep. Okay, I had to take that off filter then. Okay, so the first thing we're going to cover is how to set up email notifications, who is going to get the email, and how often are they going to get it. So that's under administration, email, and then down to email settings. There's a lot of times when emails can be generated, and we'll see them here in a second. Under object, we're going to go to work order, because that's what the email notifications we want to send out is whenever something is done with a work order. And then documents. Document drop down is every time that is built in here where an email can be sent. So when a status is changed, so when a status moves from created to assigned to in progress, waiting on parts, etc., that's status change. So if you want a status change to go out anytime a status changes, you click on when a status has changed. And this is going to bring up all the options of when you can have the email sent out or who it goes to. So if you want to have it go to the employee or the supervisor, all you have to do is check the boxes. This is the action log employee and supervisor. Zach's account is using action logs, which I don't think any other account is using. So the next one is work order person. This is going to be the person who's requesting the work order. Or no, excuse me. This is the employee that's assigned the work order. A lot of times it'll say work order.employee, though. That's the one you really want to select. So if you wanted it to go to the employee, you could just hit the checkbox. If there was an approval group, so you could set up work orders that need approval. For instance, if maybe it's your account because we subcontract out all electrical work. Anytime there's an electrical work order, you want to have an approval group so that someone can put eyes on it and determine if it's something we really want to pay for or not. So you could do that. Or something else I've done is created a request code of subcontractors. So whenever someone puts in a work order for a subcontractor, it could be set to email the approval group, which would be myself or someone else at the facility to approve the work order before we start moving forward with it. Requested by is obviously the person who requested the work order. Supervisor and employee. Notice these are the request supervisor and request employee, not necessarily the work order employee. So if you have a request like electrical, if I know Kevin does all my electrical work orders, then I can put Kevin as the employee on the request code. But say Kevin is out on vacation for a week, so I reassign it to Megan. This request employee is going to be Kevin. So anytime the status changes, it's going to email Kevin if this is the checkbox, not Megan who's actually doing the work. For that one is the one where, like I said, oh, there it is, work order employee. That's the one you would want to check to email the person who's on the work order. Work order supervisor would be the same thing. So if I was Megan's supervisor, anytime the status changed, it would email Megan and me if those two boxes were checked. Or if you want to set it up to a group. Like last week, I think I showed y'all, I set up a group, sent an email anytime an emergency work order is put in here at Air Force Village. And then I made a group called Emergency Notification Air Force Village, where I put everybody that I wanted to get that email notification. So there's where I put the group. So you would check the boxes and just hit save. And then you could go back to the drop down and say, okay, now I want to see when a work order is opened. So if you open this, you know, a lot of times people complain that they're getting too many work orders. So in here's where you can uncheck this if you did want it to email them whenever it was created or whenever it was closed for that matter. If your account doesn't want to see the email correspondence, you can uncheck it. Or if, in this instance, the work order supervisor is checked. So if you have 30 guys working for you, every time that they get a work order assigned to them or created a work order for that employee, it's going to email their supervisor. So it can get a bit overwhelming. But that is really it. All you have to do is look through here and see which work orders or which emails you want to get. So if you want to get one when they're canceled, you can go to the canceled and check the groups. See, at Oklahoma, they don't have anybody getting notified when it's canceled, which they should probably at least have the employee getting notified. So if he was working on a work order. But depending on how they do their DTSs, they may have another method of notifying them. So that's it for email distribution. Does anyone have any questions? Did I move too fast? Okay, so no questions. The next thing we'll cover are wage multipliers. So we're going to go to Administration, Financial Codes, and go down to wage multipliers. Now what we'll use this for is, see, by default it was set up with just letters. A is 1, B is 1.5, and C is 2. I don't really like that, so I'm going to click on New Wage Multiplier. And what I like to have is regular time, and the wage multiplier would be 1. So if you have the employee salaries inputted, you can start seeing how much you just paid them to complete a work order. So I'm going to do regular 1, and then I'm going to add a overtime, and it's 1.5. So whenever you're putting in time for the employees, you should be putting their wage multiplier as well. See, I have a regular at 1 now, and overtime at 1.5, and then all these letters that were just in here by default. So if I wanted to post time, I'm going to go to the Manage Overview, and I already created 2 test work orders for myself. Okay, here's an electrical one. It's assigned to me. So I'm going to go ahead and go to it, and I'm going to post some time. So I'm going to go up to the Time tab, the Employees Deep Hours. I did 1 hour and 30 minutes on it, and then over here is Wage Multiplier. And I'm going to give myself overtime. So once you do that, and you hit Save Time, if I had my salary in there, it would go ahead and do that. I think I covered this once before, but if you see this error message pop up, well, it's not really an error message. What it is saying I'm working 1.5 hours more than I was scheduled to work. So you should be seeing that probably if it's an overtime charge, because you probably have people only scheduled to work 40 hours a week. But that's actually done by date and time. So if I was set to work from, I don't know, 4 a.m. to noon, that's when that would be an issue. Hold on, everyone, please. I just spilt my drink. Yeah, sorry about that. All right. I got it stopped good enough to finish. Okay. So that's how you do the wage multipliers. And then the last thing I really wanted to go over is the mobile app. Some people may have seen it, some people haven't. The mobile version is a lot more simpler. It's a lot simpler, I guess. There's not as many options. So I am going to go to the site. Can everyone hear me okay still?
Yeah.
Yes, sir, I can.
Okay. So if you have an iPad or if you have an iPhone or any other sort of mobile device, this is what you should see. You shouldn't see the normal version of Sprocket. If you do, it's just a setting that I need to adjust. See, I just logged into Oklahoma's Sprocket with a mobile version. And this is pretty much it. So when your techs log in, this is what they should be seeing, or something similar. We can hide some of these columns. We might add a couple more, but where they really want to go is to work orders. When they click on work orders, it brings up every work order that's assigned to them. So you see I have 3 of them open. So this one, I can see it's PM repairs needed. It was requested by me. It's just a routine. It has a adjusted escalation score on it, which we covered a couple weeks ago. But then I see the target end date for this thing was back in September, so I'm really not doing a good job on it. I'm going to go ahead and work on it. So I click or tap on it if I was on an iPhone, for instance. And then it's going to bring up my work order details so I can see what I'm actually having to do. Now, long term, what this is supposed to do is replace DTSs and paper work orders, because the technician can be out in the field and get a notification whenever he gets a new work order. So here I can see who it was requested by, who the contact is, the contact phone number, email address, the priority of it, when it was opened. So September 27th, and it gives me the time that it was opened. It's a POM work order. The craft. They have building engineers. Some people have like building engineers, electrical or electrician, plumber, etc. The request is PM repairs needed. The work order status, it's assigned. Work type, it's a repair request. And then if there was a piece of equipment, which there should be since it's a repair request, it would have it listed there. The location, location description, and a failure code. You see, for the notes that I put in, I put test do not close because I don't want anyone to close my work order. So as a technician, I come in and I go out. I'm going to say that it was a ballast that has gone bad on a light. So for my notes, all I have to do is type in here from my cell phone or iPad or whatever device I have and put okay, so I enter my notes, and I add my note. Okay, so my notes have made it in, and I'm almost done with it, but I want to go in and add my time now. So you go back up to the top, you click on menu, or tap on menu. I'm going to go to time, and so, again, I worked today, 2/16. It autofills today's date, but you could change it. And then hours and minutes you can put in, or with the mobile app, you see up on the top there's a little clock and a time. Now this time started running when I logged in Sprocket. You can reset it in between work orders, which I'll do in just a second. So I see I've been on this work order for 3 minutes. So I can click on it if I wanted to, and it asks if I want to reset the time, and I do. And what this is going to automatically place. It should have no, I'm sorry. That clock resets it. This is the clock I should have clicked for the right-hand side, and that would have put automatically my hours and minutes into here. So I'm going to give myself an hour and 30 minutes. And under wage multiplier, I guess I'm going to leave it A since they're not populating. And then I can enter any closing remarks. Or, excuse me, these remarks are going with the time posting, so to see what I've actually done. I got the same error saying that I've worked more than I was scheduled to, and yes, I want to reset my clock. And then I'm going to click on Menu again. And if you go to Actions, this is like dispatch actions from the Manage Overview. I can click on it, and I can assign this to another employee. I can mark it complete, or I can update my action log. I'm going to mark it complete because I finished my work. And I'll enter my notes again. Submit it. And it just marks my work order complete. So I'm going to go back home so I can see the work orders that I still have open. Oh, as a technician now, because I am posting time, if I wanted to click on Time Review, it shows me how much time I've worked against what work order number in the last, this is today. I can view how much time I've posted this week, broken down by day. So Thursday I've worked 3 hours. Or last week. I didn't do any work last week. I guess I was on vacation from Oklahoma City. So this is pretty useful for the techs to make sure that they're getting their 7.5 hours a day to come in and see. I'm going to go back to home again. If you had any inspections, for instance, EDS, maybe you have some QA inspections that you want them to run. So I'm going to click on it. Here are all the inspections that I can run. We're on page 1 of 8. If I wanted to search for, here's an inspection that Zach has built for an eye wash bottle. So I can click on it. And if you're doing EVS, you could enter a room number or any inspection that we've built for you. So we can customize these inspections. And basically, you're just making a checklist of what items you want them to inspect. That's running a little bit slow right now. There it is. Okay. Anything right now that you see these crazy $S, ODA, tech, et cetera, just ignore them for now. What that is, you could take this out and change it if you wanted to. But these are the programmer's language of pulling information from a work order. So the inspector would pull the employee of the work order. For the equipment, it's pulling the equipment from the work order. Because there's multiple ways you can run the inspection. But you can manually type them in there if you wanted to enter the equipment, et cetera, et cetera. I'm going to do room 213. And the inspector is going to be me. And then you can come through here and clear access to bottles, yes or no. Saying no. Is the left bottle missing? Yes. Expires within 30 days. Not applicable because I'm going to say the bottles are missing. Right bottle is missing. Expires within 30 days. Not applicable. Again, it's missing, and then you hit submit. You can also use this for like customer satisfaction surveys if you wanted to, which is a direction I'm going to try to develop and hopefully move us towards, is getting a good customer satisfaction survey. Because this is pretty easy to fill out. The only thing you really need on a customer satisfaction would be the room number, the location, and your questions. I'm going to go back home again, and we'll look over that inspection in just a minute. Physical counts and inventory checkout, those are both for inventories, which no one is using right now. So if you do want to use it, let me know and we'll work through it together. And then equipment would be if you wanted to go perform an action on a specific piece of equipment. I'm going to go back to work orders though, because I'm a good tech and I want to complete my work orders. So you see the one that we did just a minute ago that we marked completed is not on our list anymore. So the technician only has to look at the work orders that are open and assigned to him or her so that they don't have to go through all the work orders looking for what's assigned to them. It's a good at a glance. You can see this one's in electrical, this one's in other PMs repairs needed, this one's at Foundation Park Medical, this one's at Community Health, the priorities, the escalation scores if you're using it, the target dates. So this is really a very, very useful tool once we can get the technicians migrated to it. Now, I know there's been some difficulties. We've tested a few devices. Some guys want a bigger screen, some guys want a smaller screen, some people want something they can put in their pocket. So we're having some difficulty choosing a device, but the technology's out here and it's working right now. Now, with Sprocket, they are developing a new app. Currently, this application requires you to be connected to the internet to run it. So if you're on a Wi-Fi device and you lose signal, you can no longer fill this out or get your work orders. So what they're trying to do is develop one that it would be like the old Palm Pilots. When you do get signal, it downloads all of your work orders and holds them all in a temporary storage. And then you can walk out somewhere where you don't have signal, start doing your work, and then when you do get signal again, it's going to automatically upload them all. Just like our emails work right now, if you type an email where you don't have signal, it stores it, and then when you do get signal, it goes ahead and sends it out. So that is coming in the very, very near future. Let me make sure I covered everything that I think I had. Yep, so that's going to go ahead and finish us up for today. My last thing is, I put at the bottom of the email, hopefully everyone read it, was this is all the training that I can think of that we need to do. So does anybody have anything that I missed or something that you wish we could do and you don't know how? Anybody?
No, I'm good. Did you have everything on YouTube so we can go back and revisit it, correct?
Yes, everything's on YouTube, and I'll upload this one to YouTube as well. I'm not adverse to maybe doing a quarterly training or like a quarterly review. You guys tell me if it's something y'all want, something that you'll dial in for, then I'll schedule it. But if everyone's got everything that they need.
I think quarterly would be good. Once everybody's in there and playing around, they can email you their questions, and then maybe once a quarter go in and show everybody what they need to do.
Yeah, I'll schedule a quarterly thing then, where we can talk about what's going on, what's been successful or unsuccessful. But all right, well, I guess that's it again. Thanks for everyone for dialing in, and thanks for your continued participation in these meetings.
Well, thank you for taking your time.
All right. See you later.
All right.